So you're thinking about making a move to Spring, Texas? Well, buckle up because I'm about to break down everything that you need to know about spring. The good, the bad, and the, oh crap, I didn't think about that type of moments. We're talking pros, we're talking cons, and just some hard-hitting Texas truth. So let's get into it. And let's kick things off on the lighter side, starting with the pros, because I don't want to start this video off with all the negatives. Let's talk about the pros first, then we'll move over to the negatives. And coming in at number one is going to be all about the affordable housing in Spring. Spring, Texas gives you that nice suburban life without the I need to sell a kidney price tag. So whether you're looking for a starter home or something with a little bit more space or a mansion that just screams I made it in life, Spring totally has all of the options for you. And compared to the Woodlands, your wallet will thank you later. And yes, the Woodlands, there are slivers of the Woodlands as part of the Spring, but that's another video for another day. And coming in at number two is gonna be all about those great schools within Spring. Now, families over here can rejoice knowing that you have plenty of options to choose within Spring itself. Now, Spring is home to some solid school districts, multiple districts I might add, so don't get confused. It's not just Spring ISD. We have Klein ISD, Conroe ISD. I think there's some of the even Tomball ISD. And then we have Spring ISD. So depending on where you live, your kids can actually get a quality education without you having to consider homeschooling and becoming their math teacher, which, let's be real, would end in tears. Yours, not theirs. And pro number three is gonna be all about location, location, location. So Spring sits in a prime spot, right? So it's close to Houston, but it's not actually in the city limits of Houston, which means that you get all of the city perks without actually living in just mass chaos. Plus, with major freeways like I-45, Hardy Toll Road, and Grand Parkway, which is 99, you can get around pretty easily. On paper, at least. And we'll get into what I mean here in just a minute. And pro number four is gonna be all about the strong job market here in Spring. You've got major employers nearby in energy, healthcare, and technology. ExxonMobil's massive campus, which isn't too old, it's actually somewhat new. Maybe they've been there about a decade or so now, but the campus is just down the road. And the Woodlands has corporate offices, and Houston is a job market powerhouse. Basically, if you want a job, there is one waiting for you. Just might come with a pretty crappy commute time. And we'll get into that here in a minute. Pro number five is going to be all about the family-friendly vibes here in Spring, Texas. Parks, trails, splash pads, and activities galore. There's always something to do, especially in the outdoors here in Spring, Texas. Spring is made for families and with tons of places to take kids so they don't destroy your house out of boredom like my kids do. Plus, with all the green space that you can find all around Spring, you can feel like you're living in a suburban dream. Until you meet your first Texas-sized mosquito, which those freaking things are dinosaurs, by the way. And number six is gonna be all about no state income tax. Yes, that is right. Texas does not have state income tax. Maybe you already knew that, maybe you didn't, I don't know, but Texas does not take a chunk out of your paycheck. And yes, sure, they will definitely get you with property taxes. That sucks, no sugarcoating that. We have sales tax here, which is, is kind of average, I guess. Toll roads and about 57 other hidden costs, but hey, at least there's no state income tax, right? And for those of you that say our property taxes are high, I'm not disagreeing with you, but just hear me out on this one. If you're coming from a state that has state income tax, depending on the type of house or the value of the house that you end up purchasing, it could end up being a wash. And pro number seven, tons of shopping, dining, and entertainment. Spring is right next door to the Woodlands, which means high-end shopping, live music, and restaurants that serve more barbecue and tacos. Not that there's anything wrong with that. We love barbecue and tacos down here. So whether you want to go axe throwing or you want to hit up Old Town Spring for a unique shopping experience, which I covered, by the way, in one of our Living in Spring, Texas videos, check that out. Old Town Spring is actually pretty cool. Or if you just want to find a really solid margarita, Springs definitely has options. Okay, now let's bring it back down to reality and bring it back down to earth for just a moment, and let's talk about the ugly side of living in Spring, Texas. Coming in at con number one is gonna be all about how the property taxes here are no joke. So remember when I said we don't have state income tax? Well, yeah, they kind of make up for it by hitting us and getting us with property taxes. And that hits harder than Houston summer. It's pretty awful. Our property taxes are some of the highest in the country, unfortunately. So that affordable house that you were eyeballing, yeah, just make sure you check the tax rate in the annual tax roll before you make a commitment. So slow your roll there, bucko. Don't get too excited. Con number two, oh, everyone's favorite is this one, traffic. It's just the way of life down here. So between I-45, Grand Parkway, which is 99, and Hardy Toll Road, you'd think getting around would be a breeze, but no. It's not. Rush hour here just straight up feels like an Olympic endurance event. Just because Google Maps or Apple Maps says it's gonna take you 20 minutes to get there doesn't mean that's reality. And if there's an accident, you might as well just cancel your plans, pitch a tent on the side of the road because you're not going anywhere anytime soon. And I've said this before and I'll say it again, if you are in the fast lane and you are not driving at least 150 miles an hour, get your butt out of the fast lane as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you're just inviting yourself to a nasty road rage incident. And con number 3 is gonna be all about the weather down here. It's not just for spring, it's pretty much all of the Houston area. It's unpredictable, it's bipolar, we don't know what's going on. Houston weather has 2 moods, essentially. It's hot and it's humid, or a random thunderstorm out of nowhere. You'll wake up to gorgeous sunshine beaming through the windows, and then by lunchtime, it's a monsoon outside. And if it's summertime, congratulations, you now have a free sauna. Con number 4, flooding is a real concern around here. If it rains more than 10 minutes down here in Houston, someone's street is definitely flooding. Now, spring isn't as bad as some parts of Houston, but if you're buying a house, I want you to check on the flood maps or the flood zone, or to see if it's in a flood zone. Unless, of course, you just really enjoy the surprise waterfront property. And con number 5, road construction never ends. If you ever drive somewhere and you think, well, wasn't this road under construction last year? Yes, it was. And the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, the construction here never ends. It'll still be under construction next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that. The roads are constantly being widened, repaved, or mysteriously blocked off for unknown reasons to mankind. I don't know, but the construction here never ends. And that's not just spring. I'm not being harsh on spring. That's everywhere in the Houston region. And coming in at con number 6 is the crime is not so good in some areas than others. Spring isn't dangerous overall, but there are some pockets that have higher crime rates than others. Like any suburb and near a big city, it's really a mixture. Now, some neighborhoods in spring are super safe, while others, let's just say you might want a security system. And con number 7, mosquitoes, bugs, and other Texas wildlife. So welcome to Southeast Texas, where mosquitoes are the unofficial state bird and historic mythical dinosaurs. If you step outside at dusk without bug spray on, just prepare yourself for being eaten alive. Also, don't be shocked if you find a snake just slithering around in your backyard, or an armadillo just casually making its way down the street like it pays rent in the neighborhood. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on spring Texas. Spring really has a lot of things going for it. You know, it has affordable housing, it has solid school districts, it has tons of job opportunities, or nearby tons of job opportunities as well, and it's really sitting at a prime location. But it's not perfect either. You can expect traffic, you can expect the heat, just like with anything here in the Houston region. Flooding concern is a real issue here. The never-ending battle against road construction is a constant nightmare. But look, if you can handle the cons, you can definitely handle spring, and spring might actually just be a really good spot for you. So if you're thinking about making a move to spring Texas, reach out to us. I'll leave all of my information in the description box down below. My name is Andrew Lake with the Life in Houston Realty team. We get calls and text messages from people just like yourself looking to relocate down here to the Houston, Texas region, or even those who might already be here in Houston. They just want to move from one suburb to the next. Feel free to give us a call. We'd love to meet you, learn about your goals, learn about your timelines, and what we can do to provide the most value to you. And if you're watching this on your TV, which according to my analytics on YouTube, 64% of you do watch this on your TV, I'll leave a link for a QR code somewhere around here so you can easily scan and schedule an appointment with myself or a member of my team. And again, we'd be happy to meet you, learn all about you, and what we can do to provide the most value to you. Signing off for now. See you guys in the next video.